Okay, welcome to another build making video. Today I'm going to be working on the Warlock for the new builds. This here is a stasis build I run for my Warlock. It is one I usually use in most GMs, and it allows for coverage of most champion types. Not to mention, even if you cannot stun that champion, thanks to the use of Aeons, you weaken them. Now the makeup of this build relies on Glacial Harvest and the Bleak Watcher. Bleak Watcher mostly for the point of being able to cover other areas when you're busy, and Glacial Harvest allows you to have a lot more overshield and healing in most content. I chose the Duskfield Grenade because even if you're not going to use the Bleak Watcher with it, it allows you to get some extra foes slowed down or held off. Healing Rift, of course, is very important, not much to bother with, but our fragments we're using for this build are the Whisper of Rime, allowing you to get some extra overshield and healing every time you collect a shard. Whisper of Hedrons, every time you freeze a target, you gain bonus stats, which is going to be happening a lot when you're using this. The Whisper of Rending. Your primary weapons, which is what we're going to be basing this off of, is going to be doing more damage to things you have frozen. And Conduction to allow your shards to come to you quicker. The main weapon for this build is going to be the Wicked Implement. Due to it being able to freeze and slow off of precision hits, you're able to stun 2 champion types right off the bat. Getting a couple precision hits will slow down and stun and overload. Once you freeze them and shatter them again, you're going to get another bit of damage by stunning unstoppable champions. I chose for my special weapon to be Loaded Question, but I mostly just prefer to run something that's going to have some pretty decent ad clear. Loaded Question is just a personal favorite weapon of mine. Forbearance is of course always really good, but if you wanted to, you could throw on a currently Indebted Kindness or another sidearm so that we can stun champions. Have all 3 done with 2 guns. The Eletic Principle I threw on just because I enjoy this gun and its stats allow me to work well with being able to do a bit of decent damage with it. The main exotic we're running with is the Aeon Soul. Running it with the Sect of Force, because rapid precision hits will give you basically rapid hit on every single gun you use, but the stunning of a champion or landing rapid precision hits on any yellow bar, I think some orange bars, makes them weakened to your allies. If they happen to be also running an Aeon, they also get a bonus, but generally not more than one person runs these things anymore. But that weakening is very useful for being able to nuke champions as quick as you can. For the mods here, I'm running of course a Harmonic Siphon and an Arc Siphon, so that way I can have an extra bit of orb regen. I swap out some of these mods with other stats depending on what I'm running in endgame content. For the arms, of course I'm running the Harmonic Loader to allow the Scout Rifle to reload even faster, Arc Loader to help out with my special weapon, and your grenade throw distance will help with your turret. Throw on some resistances, whatever you're going to need in that content you're going to. Arc Scavenger, so that way I only have to worry about my special and my heavy, both being off of 1 scavenger. Elemental Charge, because you're not going to be getting a lot of orbs in some content with this, but every time you freeze something, you drop a couple of stasis shards, which lets you pick them up and gain extra charge. And Special Ammo Finisher, just to get myself a bit of extra special ammo when I need it. I always run Proximity Ward because that has a lot of survivability with it. When you get a finisher, you just get a powerful overshield that rarely breaks. And Reaper, extra orbs. Plain and simple. The main stats that I like to base this one off of are going to be Resilience, Recovery, and Strength. Discipline is a good backup, but I don't use it as much as this build. But as far as for other people goes, Resilience, Recovery, and either Discipline or Strength are what the 2 you want to go for. I like to have an emergency one-hit freeze. Some people prefer to have an emergency grenade. And off to the traditional testing grounds. Sorry for the long time since my last one I made. Our internet has been in a very unstable state as of late, and it took me quite a while to get this back up and running. Booped a chair there. Not to mention, every time you cause a headstone explosion with this, you also get an extra shard off of that. Just wanted to see if this worked on him. Does not seem to. Aeon haste does, but due to him being a vehicle, it doesn't seem to like to stun him or weaken him. And he's gotten weakened, shattered, and I get plenty of crystals. As soon as you hear that little scream, it seems to be able to stun them, or keep them weakened for your allies. But due to being facing against bosses, they usually tend to spawn a lot of crystals, because you're going to be freezing and shattering them repeatedly. And every time you shatter the crystal that was caused by this scout rifle, you gain a little bit of extra ammo and a shard of overshield. And the one that was caused by the scout rifle will track you from just about any location. It has a very long distance on it. But that is the gist of this build. I hope you enjoy it. And if you have any ideas for any other builds you want me to try, any other exotics you want to see a build made of, please don't hesitate to let me know.